Tracy McGrady.
McGrady had 27 points in Game 3. Had 7 in the final 3 minutes. And we talked with Tracy today about it'll be Mutombo and Okur to tip it up at center court.
And let's watch the tempo of this game early and on his long post-up isolation.
Here's Scola. Luis Scola averaging close to a double-double in this series. For Alston, second straight game he started after missing the first 2 games of the series with a hamstring injury he suffered at the end of the regular season. Okur with the block on Scola. And Williams looking to push the tempo. Okur down the lane. The first basket of the game for Utah. One of the best increases in points per game from a year ago in the NBA this season. Alston finds a cutting Mutombo for the easy layup at age 41. Looking pretty good on that draw.
Well, another bonus, and we got to watch what happens in terms of bench production in this game, Dave. If Houston can stay with Utah's bench, it's a huge factor because in the first 2 losses, they were a double-figure deficit.
Boozer with his first basket. Here's Alston with Williams guarding him. Battier is shot 8 out of 12 from behind the three-point line. Lost the ball there, and they'll jump it up. Kirilenko and Battier with 6 on the shot clock for Houston.
These 2 guys really get after both ends of the court. Kirilenko, Battier, 2 real warrior-type guys, and both guys play with a real great enthusiasm. That's why everybody loves watching these 2 guys play.
Alston a fadeaway, banks it in with time running down on the shot crew. Now Heather Cox on the McGrady situation.
Now Tracy coming off of a huge Game 3 had 28 points, but did exit into the locker room early in the first quarter. During warm-ups, his left knee was bothering him, so he had it taped right before the game. That tape job a little bit too tight. Went to the locker room to get it retaped. Now lack of size and depth, a problem for Adelman. So both McGrady and now Shane Battier not playing 100% could be an issue in this game, guys.
Yeah, no question. And they definitely need a healthy and able Tracy McGrady to have a chance here in Salt Lake City. And they've gotten off to a solid start.
With Heather Cox and Rick Carlisle, I'm Dave Pash. Boozer now with 6 points. Darren Williams, his point guard, told us today they're going to feed Boozer.
And obviously they're at full strength. You see Houston, making a point of walking that ball to the court, go late into the shot clock, and getting pretty good quality shots.
Lutherhead unable to knock down the 3. On the other end, Kirilenko from Darren Williams.
In transition, finding Andre Kirilenko for the dunk.
And 8 straight points for the Utah Jazz. Trying to go up 3-1 in this series.
By staying in touch and playing from in front in the first half. They went into halftime for the first time in 2 years against the Utah Jazz, not behind, which was critical. Right now, the tempo is okay for Houston, but they've got to be careful about getting in an up-and-down type of game, as we've mentioned.
Tracy McGrady, as you see, back on the floor with that nice dish to Mutombo, has 4 points already in this game. That ends an 8-0 Utah run. Ronnie Brewer, a terrific second year after averaging less than 5 points per game as a rookie, up around 12 this year, the 5th largest increase in the NBA this year. And a turnover by the Rockets, their 3rd of the first quarter. Williams finds Boozer. Okur coming off a 3 for 13 game 3. Gets his 2nd field goal. Make that 3rd field goal. He's got 6 points, and Utah has its largest lead of the first period.
Yeah, and that's the 2nd time in this game we've seen Okur show the ball at the 3-point line, put it on the floor like a perimeter player, and be able to pull up and make a shot.
Houston needs those to drop. Battier a 3, shooting over 70% from 3 in this series.
Hey, Dave, I don't believe that the Houston Rockets can win this game unless they make at least 6 or 7 threes tonight, and that's the first one they're going to need more.
They shot 28% from 3 during the regular season. Alston hit a 3 earlier in the quarter, and now Battier and then Brewer on the other end for Utah with a 2, and Ronnie Brewer has 6 points.
A moment ago, Brewer went to the hole and got there and scored, which gave him a little confidence. McGrady goes under the screen, and then he hits the jump shot. And a good job by T-Mac at the other end. One of the curses of having great ability and skill like Tracy McGrady does and making the game look so easy is that at times people are going to call you out and say that you're soft, say Hall of Fame player. And he showed a lot of heart here.
And McGrady playing with that sore knee now has 6 points. Back-to-back baskets for scoring average. His 11th year and straight out of high school, former first-round pick of the Raptors. Shot clock at 2. McGrady with a steal. Alston will take it himself, and it's swatted away by Brewer, but it will stay with the Rockets. Jackson, who started the first 2 games of this series, while Rafer Alston was healing from that hamstring injury. Scola from outside. Utah Jazz lead this series 2-1. Rockets trying to even things up before they return to Houston for Game 5 Tuesday. Nice feed by McGrady. Nice play by Harpring. Battling McGrady. What a feed to Porter from Darren Williams! Second straight year these two teams have met in the first round. Utah won last year in 7 games, winning Game 7 in Houston. Williams gets inside.
Unbelievable. Magic Johnson-like one-handed off the dribble, full court laser to Kyle Korver. And then we're going to see him off what we call the UCLA cut. Not a good job by Houston. He lays it in, and we'll be back in Houston after this.
This series, Utah leads 2-1 after Houston stole Game 3 here in Salt Lake City. The only team to win this season, regular season and postseason, obviously. Only team to win twice here.
In that time, it was a one-on-one situation. Took his time, rose up over Harpring, and hit the shot.
Jackson with a steal. Jackson will drive on Darren Williams and score. And now they're out there together, along with McGrady in the backcourt. Williams with a kick out. Okur, his foot was on the line. That's a 2.
So now he can get him a little bit of a rest him through the timeout, and then get him back into the game.
Korver hits a 2 with 2 on the shot clock. Great pickup from Philadelphia. Who did give him some trouble in Game 3. Battier from the corner. Off the mark from three-point land. Great board and outlet by Boozer. Williams to AK-47. Kirilenko with the stop. And here comes Williams.
Well, that's another good possession, though. They're using a lot of clock, and I look for Rick Adelman to go back to McGrady here shortly.
And a hard foul by Battier. Jerry Sloan wants a flagrant but won't get it. And Kirilenko will go to the line. That's the first on Battier. Third on the Rockets in the quarter.
This is what playoff basketball is about. No layups. You're not trying to hurt anybody, but if somebody comes in there...
Both teams missing layups. McGrady finds Landry. Great block by Boozer. Williams bumped by Scola. And that's the first on Scola, fourth on the
layup. Great pass by McGrady. Boozer recovers, and that's a clean block, and that's a very difficult play to make defensively. Jordan is much more comfortable coaching the team without Gilbert, even though he's a dynamic talent. He knows the rest of that team and how the moving parts fit and function, and they played at a high level without Gilbert.
Speaking of dynamic talents, Andre Kirilenko, first Russian player ever drafted in the first round. Much better season this year all around after really struggling last year. Some run-ins with Jerry Sloan.
Active early, and it looked like it early on in this first quarter, really going inside.
And Heather, so far Boozer is perfect at the free throw line, 4-4, just 2 of 8 from the field, 8 points as Williams fouls McGrady.
That time he had Darren Williams guarding him. He's got a length advantage. Able to go up and get a clean look.
Held to 7. Remember, Houston led for a good part of the first period. Shot clock at 6. Williams, beautiful drive. Kirilenko there to tip it home.
Attacking before the half-court set and more movement on offense. Things to look for, guys, in the second half here.
And better three-point shooting for Houston as well, Heather. Just 2 of 10 from behind the arm. And again, a low-scoring affair tonight. Utah was 5th in the NBA in scoring in the regular season. McGrady with a block on Kirilenko, and Mutombo hands it back to him.
And it really hurt Houston getting into the penalty early in that second quarter.
Mutombo with a rebound. Shot clock down to 3. Can't stick it back in. Alston had the air ball. He's gone cold after a good start. Had 5 points in the first couple of minutes for the Rockets. Hasn't scored since.
Well, and this is the problem with Houston. They're playing the kind of game they want to play, but they have just this inability.
Alston has missed his last 6 from the field. McGrady has gone cold as well. He's now 5 of 14 for the game. And the Rockets settling for jumpers here in the early third.
The one guy that may be able to give the Rockets some energy. We haven't seen much from Rafer Alston tonight. Not sure how that hamstring problem is affecting him. But we've seen 2 phenomenal drives and finishes by Ronnie Brewer. A little change of direction, attacks McGrady. Unbelievable hang time, able to change direction in midair seemingly.
A doubleheader on ABC tomorrow and on TNT as well tomorrow, and then NBA TV Monday, Toronto, Orlando. Cleveland, Washington kicks us off tomorrow on ABC, followed by San Antonio and Phoenix. Another inside basket for the Utah Jazz.
Scoring problems, you know, are once again becoming not only a symptom but a major problem here tonight for Houston.
Okoro from outside. He's now the leading scorer for Utah with 40 seconds going back to the end of the second quarter without a made shot from the field.
Drive it. You got to get to the hole. You got to make something happen. Get to the free throw line.
Instead of three-point try, finally something goes down. Battier hits the triple.
We got three guys out
without a field goal for the Rockets, back within 13. Boozer on Mutombo. Oh, nice defense by Rafer Alston. Really a self-made player. Started out in the CBA with Idaho. Alston did. Finds McGrady in transition. McGrady loves having Alston. Says he's much more comfortable off the ball. 1 out of 2. Utah's lead is 11 here in Game 4 of this first-round playoff series. The home team has yet to win a game. Alston cuts it to single digits. The Rockets trying to even the series in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Alston is probably Houston's most charismatic player. So if he can get into it here and give them a spark, it just give them a huge boost confidence-wise.
But Darren Williams so tough. Bounces right back with a jump shot, giving him 9 points. He's only taken 5 shots from the field in this game. Utah back up 11. McGrady, a great dish to Mutombo for the dunk. 6 assists per game in the regular season. Brewer for 3, no. Mutombo tried to tip it to a teammate, but it ends up back in the hands of Kirilenko. Okoro on the drive. And Battier comes over for the swat. On the defensive end makes a great play.
Well, not the most athletic guy at the 3 position, but great timing. Sniffs it out, goes up. But you know that foot is throbbing, and he makes a phenomenal block, and then gets a little hit on Okoro on the way down. You love that.
First-round draft pick of Memphis. He was traded to Houston for Stromile Swift and Rudy Gay, who had a terrific season with Memphis. Alston with the 3. Shots from the field. Millsap posting up. Scores over Landry.
From 1973 with the Chicago Bulls.
McGrady off there. He wanted a foul. He's now 6 of 19 for the game. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Brewer has been terrific all night long. McGrady has 15. Alston has 10. Shot clock down to 5. McGrady got it blocked, got it back, and sticks it home. Here for the Rockets.
What a block out.
McGrady on Brewer. Able to knock down the jumper, and the Rockets within 5.
And Utah utilizes, goes to the best matchup. And the Utah Jazz are moving the ball. And a lot of guys are touching it and they're making shots.
Great hustle by Landry, counted, and the foul after the McGrady miss.
I mean, this is the best. Well, I tell you what, you talk about strength, and again, the persistence to hang in there. Look at that smile.
Well, 3 minutes to help his team win Game 3.
And if you're Houston, where is the scoring going to come from? No McGrady. As Korver hits the shot, get good looks at the basket. Let's see how they do it.
6 points now for Korver. Houston has not turned the ball over much tonight. Only 1 giveaway in the last 23 minutes as Bobby Jackson is fouled on the way to the goal. 3 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Williams off the screen. Alston with a great pick. Alston comes up with the ball, and Rafer Alston to the basket, cuts the Utah lead to 1.
Him to the 9-minute mark, and we have the next timeout. Rest him to the timeout and get him back. If this group keeps going like this, he may buy him some more rest.
How many people thought this was going to be a sweep as Williams scores after Utah won the first? Carlos Boozer on the floor. He's not scored in the second half. Williams so strong and quick, blows by 2 defenders and gets to the rim. Continues tomorrow. Tracy McGrady stripped on the floor for the first time in the 4th quarter. Got it taken away by Hartring. And Boozer back on the floor for Utah as well. Jazz lead by 5, trying to go up 3-1 in this best-of-7 first-round series. Here's Boozer. His first points in the second half. Utah by 7. A point for Houston after cutting the Utah lead to 1. Midway through the fourth, Jazz by 7. Korver off the bounce. Kyle Korver.
This is a very interesting matchup.
And the crowd on its feet here in Salt Lake City. McGrady blows by Harpring, scores on Boozer, 21 for T-Mac.
He sat out the first 3 minutes of this quarter, and this play is obviously going to involve him. Great job of drawing the foul on Harpring.
In Beijing. Rockets, of course, will be ready to go for the 2008-2009 season as Landry comes up with a steal. Houston ball under 5 to go, down 6 to Utah. 5 turnovers in the quarter for the Jazz. McGrady can't score, but he's fouled by Harpring. That was a 2-point attempt by McGrady. 5th foul on Harpring. Korver picks up T-Mac. 10 to shoot. McGrady off his foot. McGrady on the baseline finds Landry. Great move by Carl Landry, the rookie out of Purdue.
Position. Can they find a way?
Darren Williams blows right by Alston and throws it down over Battier.
Stamp on a game. Wow.
A permanent one. Kirilenko with the great defensive play. And how about out of a timeout, no less? Darren Williams just blows by Alston and stuffs it through. Utah by 7. And they clear it out for Williams again on Alston. And he gets past him again and scores again.
A guy pronouncing that he is the best player on the floor. Darren Williams tonight at key times has made the big plays. We saw the one dunk, able to look off the defender, and that's a tough finish.
Full attempts in the fourth quarter. And Houston down 8 with a minute to go. Good play by Battier to knock it away from Kirilenko, who's still down. 5 on 4 for the Rockets if they hurry. Battier from way out, huge Rocket threes. Shot clock at 8. Kirilenko. Korver for 3. And Houston, or make that Utah now 0 for 14 from 3. Here's McGrady with the Rockets down 5. Alston, 12 to shoot. Alston's 3. Got it! It's a 2-point game! Now they got a foul.
Trap first and then foul.
And they grab. Here's Jackson, drives on Korver. He blew the layup, but Landry throws it down to get Houston within 2. Under 8 seconds to go. Inbound to Williams, and he's fouled by Alston, and Williams is shaken up.
Quick.
Inbound to Jackson from the corner. Missed the 3. Rebound by Landry. Kirilenko blocks it. Game over. Utah wins it by 4 and leads this best-of-7 series.